Picture this. You walk into a toy store and immediately you're greeted by shelves lined with Mario plushies, Sonic action figures, and Pokémon cards. These characters aren't just limited to the screens of video games. They've leaped into the real world, becoming an integral part of pop culture. Now think about Sony's iconic franchises. How often do you see Kratos, Sackboy, or Nathan Drake in toy aisles? The difference is striking, and it raises an important question. Why hasn't Sony tapped into the immense potential of toys and merchandise to elevate their franchises to the same level of cultural prominence as Nintendo and Sega? Toys and merchandise are more than just extra revenue streams. They're powerful tools for brand building. When a child clutches a Mario toy or a Sonic backpack, they're not just holding a piece of plastic. They're connecting with a character, a world, and a story that they love. This connection deepens their bond with the game and makes the characters more than just avatars on a screen. They become companions in the real world, part of their everyday life. Nintendo and Sega have long understood this power. From the early days of gaming, they've ensured that their most beloved characters are not just confined to consoles. Mario, Sonic, and even Kirby have all made their way into homes around the world, not just through games, but through a wide array of toys, clothing, and even television shows and movies. This omnipresence helps keep these characters relevant and beloved across generations, ensuring that they're not just remembered but cherished. Nintendo's success with toys and merchandise can't be overstated. The company's partnership with toy manufacturers and its strategic release of products has ensured that characters like Mario, Link, and Pikachu are instantly recognizable, even to those who don't play video games. The Pokémon franchise is a prime example. What started as a video game series exploded into a global phenomenon thanks to its extensive line of toys, trading cards, movies, and television shows. This cross-media strategy didn't just boost sales. It turned Pokémon into a cultural juggernaut. Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog has followed a similar path. Sonic's image has been plastered on everything from lunchboxes to sneakers, and the character's popularity has been maintained through successful animated series and, more recently, blockbuster movies. These efforts have ensured that Sonic remains a relevant and beloved character, even decades after his debut. Now let's turn to Sony. Despite having a roster of iconic characters like Kratos from God of War, Nathan Drake from Uncharted, and Sackboy from Little Big Planet, Sony has largely failed to capitalize on the merchandising potential of these franchises. While these characters have loyal fan bases, they lack the widespread cultural recognition that comes from being omnipresent in toy stores, on clothing racks, and in children's bedrooms. Take Sackboy, for example. With his cute, customizable appearance, Sackboy is a character who seems tailor-made for toys. Yet Sony has done relatively little to push him beyond the realm of video games. There are a few plushies and figures, but nothing on the scale of Mario or Sonic. This lack of merchandising has kept Sackboy from reaching his full potential as a mascot who could appeal to a broad audience, particularly younger children who might otherwise fall in love with the character through toys. Kratos and Nathan Drake, while more mature characters, also have untapped potential. While it's true that these characters are designed for older audiences, there's still a market for high-quality, collectible figures, apparel, and other merchandise that could help keep these characters in the cultural conversation. Imagine a line of premium Kratos action figures, or Nathan Drake appearing in a limited comic book series that expands on his adventures. These are opportunities that Sony has yet to fully explore. So how can Sony turn things around and tap into the immense potential of toys and merchandise? Here are a few strategies. First, Sony needs to invest in expanding their merchandise lines, particularly for characters like Sackboy, who have the potential to appeal to a younger demographic. This could include everything from plush toys to school supplies, making these characters a part of everyday life for kids. Next, Sony could explore cross-media adaptations of their most popular franchises. Following in the footsteps of Nintendo and Sega, Sony could bring their characters to life in new ways, whether through animated series, movies, or even comic books. Imagine an animated series based on Little Big Planet, or a Netflix show exploring the backstory of God of War's Kratos. These adaptations would not only generate interest in the games, but also create new revenue streams through associated merchandise. Another strategy is collaborating with established toy companies like Hasbro or Mattel, to develop high-quality merchandise that appeals to both collectors and casual fans. Additionally, partnerships with fashion brands could result in stylish clothing lines inspired by Sony's iconic characters, similar to what Nintendo has done with brands like Uniqlo. For their more mature franchises, Sony could tap into the collector market by producing high-end figures, limited edition art books, and other premium merchandise. This would cater to older fans who are willing to invest in memorabilia that celebrates their favorite characters. Toys and merchandise are not just about making money, they're about building a legacy. Nintendo and Sega have shown how successful a franchise can become when it extends beyond the screen and into the real world. For Sony, the potential is there, waiting to be unlocked. By expanding their merchandise offerings, exploring cross-media adaptations, and forging strategic partnerships, Sony can ensure that their franchises don't just remain in the minds of gamers but become a part of the broader cultural landscape. The gaming industry is more competitive than ever, and success requires more than just great games. It requires creating characters and worlds that people want to take with them, to wear, to display, and to play with in the real world. If Sony can embrace this approach, they could elevate their franchises to new heights, creating a lasting impact that rivals even the most iconic names in gaming history. If this discussion on the power of toys and merchandise in gaming has sparked your curiosity, make sure to subscribe for more insights into the gaming world. Stay tuned as we explore more strategies that can help gaming franchises transcend the screen and become a lasting part of popular culture.